Yeah, so we embarked on this journey about 4 years ago, and before we decided on what we were going to change, we did a little bit of a diagnostic using a cultural model that we got from a consultancy external to our organization. What that showed is we were really strong on results, safety, and order. And this was a time coming out of COVID when there was lots of regulations and structure in place, and that's the way our business had focused. And whilst that gave us a great foundation of doing things, what we realized is we had to move to a more purpose-driven organization with a real focus on learning and enjoyment as well. So some of this non-directional learning and learning more outside of our space. So that's what we did. We looked at programs of how we could set up, focus on purpose as a company purpose, and becoming one of the most diverse automotive luxury brands in the world. And then we also really focused on the enjoyment factors and bringing the fun. What we saw with that is people became more relaxed, became more authentic selves, and we were able to have more honest conversations about things that needed to change from a culture perspective. And then every year since then, we've looked at the actions we've put in place and we've adjusted and we've modified as the external world's changing and the internal world changing to make sure that they remain relevant. And in addition to that, as well, just to try and build some equality outside of our organisation, we started our Advance Your Life Chances programme, which supports local charities as well. So we tried to do internal change, but also look what we can do externally. And in doing that externally, also made us a more attractive employer as well.
Yeah, so we had a look at a few different various ways to make them happen. One of which was looking at how we spend time together to make a difference. So we're quite lucky in the sense that most of the colleagues out there do get sort of flexi time as well, so we're able to kind of make up time and kind of contribute towards cultural events as well, which does make everyone want to participate a bit more as well. And we also looked at making mistakes and continue to move forward and trying to sort of own those mistakes as well. And then not looking at any individual as a particular stereotype as well, and encouraging to try new things and connecting with others that's almost outside of your regular day-to-day job as well. And then back into sort of making time for teamwork and building relationships. We put a lot of emphasis on this as well and trying to kind of gauge how many people and who and what different types of people would like to participate in any of our events as well, which really helped in terms of our Be United network as well, kind of growing that and strengthening our bonding skills as well as a group and individuals as well.
Yeah, so I think starting with some quantifiable impacts. So just to quote some percentage of ethnic diversity within the different levels. So within our leadership team, we now have 4.5% that representation. The level below that within the management, we have 8%, and then 6% of non-management roles are ethnically diverse. 23% of our trainees are ethnically diverse, which shows a strong pipeline of talent. And if you just do the aggregation of all of that, it puts us at 6.8% as an organisation. What does that mean to a company located in Crewe? Well, for the Cheshire East area, 5.6% diversity is what we saw in the last census in 2021. So we are slightly over indexing, and what we're showing is that we are an attractive employer again and bringing people into this. So that's the objective side of it, what we've seen from a numbers point of view. From a colleague point of view, I think we've seen more engagement in topics. I think we've shown a platform where the networks and colleagues can be their authentic selves and we can start to tackle some of the issues. But also, the biggest thing I've noticed around site is celebration as well of events and significant things across the different networks, which really helps bring it to life and bring that sense of belonging to Bentley for all of our colleagues.
Yeah, my top tips would be to collaborate with organisations like yourself, Race Equality Matters, and to network as well, and to also be even know about what else is going on and take a bit of benchmarking and try and explore some new approaches and challenge the existing practices as well. It's always good to have a sort of keen focus on what you're currently doing in your current practices and try to have a look elsewhere at what other organisations are doing as well. And one of the things that we really kind of took into our sort of stride as well was to kind of push the boundaries to drive growth and innovation and trying to see what else can we do that is a bit different. And sometimes you can have funding challenges or event-based challenges and trying to see what you can do to get over them. Sometimes you can do hybrid events, and sometimes you can also join with organisations to put on some events as well, which is quite interesting. But and then just building that workforce confidence through participation and enjoyment, and continually adjusting those strategies based on the feedback that you receive as well.